Hey, how's it going, guys? Promised my group that I would make some videos of me playing Dragon Ruler Plants. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'm gonna comment a little bit, but for the most part, we're just kind of gonna watch me roll some scrubs with this deck. Um, I like this deck a lot. It's pretty easy to play with, but at the same time, you got to think about it for a little while to make the optimal play. And there I am using that breakthrough skill to keep him out of his discard. It turns out that that was an excellent plan. And here we are with another 7-star sword. Opening 2 was actually pretty good, as it turned out. There goes that enemy controller play. Like a boss. I don't care because I got rid of his discard outlet and I got that scapegoat. He's just looking at all the Dark World monsters, so I know what happened to him. I can't speak to his deck composition, so it might be that he plays too many monsters, but it might also be that he just drew poorly. We all have those days. So, we'll just see what this guy does. I honestly don't remember. It's been like 2 days and I've played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Since then. But here I am, I got 3 different Dragon Rulers. That's really kind of the ideal case scenario, is having an assload of them. Go for that Formula Synchron. For those of you saying, why didn't you go Librarian, Desmond? That's because Debris Dragon can only synchro for Dragon type synchros, and I also already used the Librarian. Now it got compulsed, so it's hanging out there. But here I got some pretty solid advantage, I would say, and now I just pretty much run over his monsters and win because Star Eater is a boss. He's a literal boss. And we're going to go through a couple more of these videos. But I mean, considering that this guy just drew poorly again, and that is a Mirror Force that doesn't work on Star Eater, you guys can probably kind of imagine how this went from here. And I used Blaster, and he changed Safe Zone, even though I was using the Summoning effect. So scrubs will be scrubs. And here comes that wing beat of a giant dragon, and he gave up on that, as he probably should have. And let's just keep going. So this hand, not so optimal. But just really, these are the kind of plays that I want to show you. The plays where I don't open so well and I make something out of it. This is my build with Effect Veiler. I actually later swapped my Veilers for Fog Kings, and I like that a lot better. So we'll see some of those plays later in this video with the Fog King. I'm not exactly sure what this guy had going on, some sort of Nordic shenanigans. He actually got out one of the Nordic nods, but I did not give any fucks about that. Hopefully I draw a dragon here. I honestly don't know what's going down here. Oh. I guess I was going to try to sink that away. Yes. There's that blaster. And now I'm way more set up than I was otherwise. And since there's 12 Dragon Rulers, it's pretty easy to justify 3 7-star swords. Here comes that Key Beetle. I'm gonna run my shit over. Here comes another 7-star sword. Got that Scapegoat. Just gonna kind of wait patiently until I feel like it's time to run his shit over. The Scapegoats give you time to just kind of chill for a turn or two. And he actually didn't run over one of my goats, so I don't know what he was thinking there. But I'll take it. And here I guess I'm saying I'm going to try and get over your shit. Oh, I turn off his Key Beetle, and I Black Rose him. So he uses his Deep Dark Trap Hole on his last chance, and I chain Call my Dandelion for some free tokens after everything blows up. And now I am way ahead in cards. And this is kind of what Dragon Rulers do, as you may know, is end up way ahead in cards. Here's my Stardust to protect my ass. And let this dude go. Since a Huge Revolution is over, I think that Starlight Road and Huge Revolution are both garbage this format. And I use Redox to get back my formula. And I'm gonna Shooting Star this guy on his standby. Or maybe not till next turn. No, here he is. Shooting Star. He gets Loki. I'm not really worried about it because I can negate the attack with Shooting Star. And then I believe I make a Big Eye and he scoops. Because what's she gonna do about Big Eye? So there's that. And now let's swap fields over here because I don't want to watch from the Thunder family perspective. This guy looks like he opened up decently, but just not as optimally as I did. Here comes the card troop. Mill 3 cards. Pretty awful mill, but it's okay because I get rid of his Thunder King. And then there's that Scapegoat again. That fucking guard. He sets Torrential. I get my goats in the end phase. And then I believe I normal summon Flameville Guard and he clears it all out with Torrential. But Torrential's at 1 in this format, so I didn't exactly expect it. It's okay, because I still got my breakthrough skill. Which he spaces, but I can use it during my turn. He activates DNA Surgery and declares Dinosaurs. Clearly forgot that Maw-Hunter couldn't summon another Maw-Hunter. But plans on trying to make an Evelzar next turn, which is not actually going to work out for him. Here comes that Solemn Warning on my blaster. Feeling alright about that. Debris Dragon says, "Where's my card trooper at?" And I'm going to blow up his field because he uses Warning too early. And as you can see, this is my build with Fog King. And gets that 1400 attack in. But it will not matter because Dracossack is on the way. And that Fog King, normal summon, no tributes. Pokemon my Redox for whatever reason, because I guess he thinks that's like the super pro thing to do. And I don't know, maybe he was planning on Dark Holing and decided against it, but it's just this dude. Debris Dragon picks up Fog King. Here comes that Star Eater off Debris. Keeping my face down Redox for use whenever. I'm sure he's going to Dark Hole me on this incoming turn. It's okay though, because Dragon Rulers play out of the grave. Here comes that Wingbeat of Giant Dragon, and he lances my Redox, which was definitely a smart move. But here comes that Master of Blades, and he does not like being targeted. And that's pretty much it, because I made the right XYZ choice, I would say. I think I'm going to build this deck in real life. In fact, I know I'm going to, because I already started it. And Master of Blades saves my ass from Starliege, whereas Dracossack would have just gotten his ass destroyed by it. I'm just going to kind of keep doing these replays. I'm trying to kind of show a friend how to play this deck, and the only way he can really learn is by example, or just people in general. People learn by example, so I'm going to give that gentleman a chance to see what's going on. I'm sitting behind my Dandelion and my Flameville Guard, which essentially, since Dandelion will give me tokens, is 4 monsters that I'm chilling behind. So that's always nice. I'm just waiting for him to give me an opportunity to Black Rose him, or for me to decide that it is time to hit him with the Wing Beat. I just don't want to lose to some shenanigans. Drop the Blaster in the end phase. The only other fire monsters I have in the deck are 2 more blasters at this point. Although, I may take a Fencing Fire Ferret, because it is a fire monster and its effect is pretty good, and it gets over Ophion. Kind of gets under Ophion, I should say. But either way, it's an Ophion solver, and it's pretty good. And then it is time to get my draw off with my formula. And he compulses it, so clearly this guy doesn't understand how chains work. And here comes that Black Rose play. He warns it, but that's okay, because that's cards out of the way. And he used 2 of his back row this turn. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm way ahead of him in cards again. And basically, yeah, this deck just maintains some retarded card advantage. He makes the Gaia Dragon. That was ouchy, but it's okay. Normal that Fog King, no tributes. And he Fiendish Chains it. So this guy... This probably isn't like the best person to be testing against. But he is just some random garbage player on Death Row. He made a lot of wrong plays, not gonna lie. Use that breakthrough skill to save myself some damage. Know that I can use it next turn. Draco Sack brings out more tokens. Pop that piercing bullshit. And got that set return from a DD, which is the nuts in this deck. Here comes that Pallades. You have to be careful to play around this dude. But he's a little trigger happy with the Pallades. And he's only got 1 use of it. So one of the issues that he has is he doesn't think about it. And so I'm going to use the Wing Beat and the return from a DD. And he uses the Pallades to make me pick up my title, and I negate that with breakthrough skill. Pick up my title. Then here comes some push right there. So I Stardust in my tokens. So that's kind of the things that Fog King does that Effect Veiler most certainly does not. I think that the breakthrough skills pretty much cover me on that. He had the honest, but it wasn't game, so all was for nothing. I just go ahead and run it over and say I'm going to sit on my card advantage. He pulls the Sombre, of course, which means I'm going to have to work around his bullshit again. But obviously, I've got so many cards ahead of him that it doesn't really end up being an issue. And then he just makes me pick up the first thing I summon, and I drop another thing, use Call the Haunted, make one Master of Blades. I should have just run into him with both my dragons, but I'm still getting used to this deck, so forgive me when I make the dumbass plays. And then he tries to Fiendish Chain my Master of Blades when I go to attack for game, and obviously that shit don't work. So that's some Yu-Gi-Ohs right there, and I'll add one more, I guess. So this guy, still trying to make heroes work in the new format. It's kind of a Destiny hero, elemental masked hero thing, but I didn't have any issues with it. Beat him pretty quick. He definitely pulled out some of the good fusions and stuff, but it just wasn't enough. I'm sorry, guys, especially to those of you who have been trying to play Heroes all this time, but Heroes is definitely a done deal. It's not a thing anymore, and I'm sorry if that upsets you. But Heroes is over with. And here I got to tribute that, and he says mask change. And I've got a question here. He summons the acid, and its effect is put on the chain. I chain controller, and you would think that since it resolves on my side of the field, that all of his back row would blow up from acid's effect, but that didn't happen. So if anyone knows if that's actually how it works, or if DevPro is just wrong, comment down below. But the way I'm reading him, you would think that he would destroy all my opponent's spells and traps since he's on the chain. And then he resolves and he's on my side of the field, so my opponent is the hero player. But whatever. Not really a big deal. He makes plasma, and I had to really weasel my way around this. And I actually probably could have done it a lot easier, but I misplayed. So, he plays the Scapegoat, and I should have known right away that he was going for plasma, but for whatever reason, I did not. So I didn't do anything to get rid of that other goat token when I could have. So that was definitely a mistake right there. And he takes my Star Eater. Luckily, or unluckily, I don't know. Lucky for me, unlucky for this guy, Dandelion. Saves my ass right here. And I've got a few turns to kind of figure this shit out, if you will. Wingbeat of Giant Dragon is about to help me out a lot. It's definitely... It's a good card. Just put it that way. And then I summoned the Spore, but I forgot that it wouldn't get his level boost. So it's just kind of in the way, and he takes it. And then I end up running his ass over with an Elemental Dragon because he's only 2100. So that's pretty cool, I guess. Get my draws on. Manage the Star Eater in a title. Get my search. Run the shit over. Say, get out of here. And, watching him do his thing. He's trying really hard. I'll give him that. His attempt to play heroes is admirable, but if he wants to play heroes in general, he should just play straight Destiny heroes. Draw that Fog King, and that pretty much seals the deal right there. Because now I'm going to Black Rose him, have some tokens, and next turn I've got the Fog King ready to go. And Fog King is a bastard. I thought about dropping one of my Elemental Dragons just for it to be in the way, maybe a defense position Redox, but it ended up working out fine. And here's where I demonstrate that I'm good at reading cards, because Dracossack does not care what kind of tokens you have. He just wants tokens so that he doesn't die. So I make a Dracossack, run into his Abzi, and it kills my token. And then main phase 2, I get my Mecha Phantom Beast tokens and go get a 7-star sword with Gold Sark. And at this point, he's pretty much out of options and he gives up. And this video is almost 20 minutes long. I'm going to end it real quick. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and peace, guys.